we've got I got some alerts going off. Something's going on. But what we're looking at is how can we prosper and move forward with this current market conditions. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at we're going to start with the SPY, and we're going to look at SPX after that. So on the SPY, we're looking at the weekly right now. We were way down here. We were very, very bearish on the market. Everything was falling apart. And when everything started falling apart, they called the president, and let me go into the daily. We got that fake out candle. So Trump has become the plunge protection team to keep the market from falling. When we were way down here, they were getting ready to have problems with the banks and all kinds of bad things were happening. He came out right here and said, hey, I'm going to do a pause. Boom, market shoots up. Market shoots up. Then nobody believed him because he went against his tariff policy. He said he was going to pause. Market went up, but then the next day it all sold off. All sold off and came back down on, what was that? August the 10th, April the 10th, excuse me, came all the way back down to 509. And every time they tried to drop the market, something would happen to push the market. And so where we are now, we talked about news coming. We've actually adjusted that line now up to 608 because it came in just as we said 3 weeks ago, right about this area right here. We got a deal with China on Sunday. So boom, market shot up, and now we're above the 200-day moving average. And anytime we're above the 200, you trade the market up. If we're below the 200, you can trade the trend up, but if it rejects the 200, just like it did over here, you trade the market down. But now that we're above the 200, we want to definitely pay attention to the levels that are in front of us. We're looking now, let me see, the market is still open. We're at 586.90, up 6 cents. Let me see. This double top over here brings us to 595. I would look tomorrow or later tonight in the Asian market to see a break of this double top. This is kind of the only thing that's keeping us back right now. We took roughly 50% of this candle from March the 3rd. This is it. This is the only thing that's in the way. And if the president comes out with news tomorrow, we got to 589. We were literally 50% of this candle. So if we get good news tomorrow, I'm going to put a line right here. I believe that we'll probably get the whole thing. If we get right here, once we get away from the body of this candle, and then all that's left is wicks, will probably be 597.58 on the SPY. That's tomorrow. Now, 586. That's a good move, man. That's a $10 move. Yeah, we're definitely going to need 586. 586. Yeah, we're definitely going to need some news. We're going to get that news that the president has in the morning, and I'm thinking it's going to push us up here. When we get above this level, the only thing that we have to contend with is an imbalance candle. Once we're past that imbalance candle, there's nothing stopping us. We're back at all-time highs. We're back at 610. So really, the news tomorrow will put the nail in the coffin for the upside. If that's strong enough news, we just need a $10 move. And the way this market has been moving, tomorrow's Wednesday. Let me see the extended hours. Let me see the extended hours on the $4 4-hour. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Y'all see that? Look at TP4. I went to the extended hours, and it's exactly what I just said. That's it right there. They already, where I put my line at, TP4 was already there. Y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes it's good to see that before you go in and look and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, the software is already saying what I'm saying. So the next gap up gives us that 598. And so, let me see.
You're on mute, Anthony.
Okay, I hit the mute button. So yeah, that's looking like exactly what I said, and I'm glad I went into the 4 hour, because literally once we break this is going to drag the whole market up. Once we get here, we will get all-time highs right here. So there'll be some more news coming, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do whatever they have to do, because there's a deal with Vietnam lingering too. They said that not only do we get a lot of stuff from China, but Vietnam and Taiwan. I didn't know that. Did y'all know that they make a lot of our stuff too?
Definitely in Vietnam. Yeah.
I had no idea about Vietnam. I knew China and Taiwan, but there's a deal coming later this week with Vietnam. So I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow, but what that's going to do when we break all-time highs, we get into these big levels. This thing can run. I mean, literally, so make sure you're long, and then once you're up, like I think I'm up now, oh man, 200% on the SPY call. So I'm going to be in the money by the time we get here, and I have that position all the way out to the end of the month. So that's going to print really, really well. And then that NVIDIA and Palantir, that's just icing on the cake. That's just ridiculous. What's going to happen is when we break those all-time highs on the SPY, it's going to be Palantir and NVIDIA that's helping push us there, because SPY moves right in sync with NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA's up, and look, we got above the 200 today and closed. And so let's look at the levels on NVIDIA, and then we'll look at Palantir. But if you're in Palantir or NVIDIA, look at this recovery. I mean, this is amazing the way they did this. I knew 125 was coming, but I didn't know it was coming like that. I mean, like, we're at 129 in the after hour. Oh, snap. We're 131 in the after hour. Hold on. Okay, something else must have happened, or they're just buying up the after hours. People got off work, they got home, they turned their TV on, and they heard that there was a really good day in the market. They turned on TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim and Webull, and started buying. It's FOMO. It's people on the West Coast, Hawaii, everywhere. Look at this double bottom in the after hour. Good Lord, today. Wow. Right here, and boom. So, this is on the 1 hour. I think we could be at 140 real quick here, y'all. On NVIDIA, where is 140 at? It's telling me 138 and 146. Only thing that we've got to get past is this imbalance candle, and I don't think that's going to be that hard. Literally, we already took 50% of it, and we're working on the rest of it. By morning, we could already be at 135. We break 135, and this is how I know the levels. I'm just looking to the left and seeing what do we have to contend with. Well, this is Shaq, but Michael Jordan's coming in his prime. He's going to jump right over him. That's basically Palantir. It's going straight over him and dunk. Next thing we got over here is literally we break this. It's like you fell and you got up. And then you fall there and then you go up. I mean, it'll be quick. And so what is that number? That's 138, 138.62. You jump up and bam, you're at 141. Man, we can see 141 Thursday, Friday, and with the news coming, maybe even tomorrow. Yeah, maybe even tomorrow, because we went from 117 to 130. If we do another move like that, we do another move like that, and we're basically with news, I'm just looking now for 146. I'm looking to break this area, and 143, 146 by the end of the week. I know that's crazy, but that's what it looks like to me. Sometimes I hate saying these numbers. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But this is what it's been like the last few weeks. Yeah, right here. This is it. We break here, we come here. 148.22. So that's what I'm looking for this week on NVIDIA. If you're in, God bless you. And guess what? If NVIDIA goes up, SPY goes up. And it has to go up because the SPY is going to go up, and they're going to make it go up with the news. So then let's look at Palantir. Really, if you guys have never done options, man, call me, please. I will get you in. In fact, I'm going to show you a couple of easy ones tonight before we get off, because you want to grab as much of this move as you can. On Palantir on the daily, we're in this huge W pattern. And we're at all-time highs, so there ain't even nothing to look at out there. We've never been here before. This is uncharted waters. This is like Columbus coming to America. Well, we was already here, but anyway, this is uncharted, really uncharted waters. But it's looking like, man, on the 3-day, we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll say half of this area right here. Let me put a line there. I'm going to say 140, let me see, here to here. I'm going to say 144, 45. I don't know if we'll get to 159. That's kind of out there, depending on what this news is tomorrow. And then let me see if I come back in on the daily. Does that number show on the daily somewhere? No. Let me see on the 4. Let me see the 6 hour for Palantir, because I feel like halfway between there is kind of where they're going to land us. There we go, in the extended hour. I put the line right here. So yeah, 137. They've got 148. I'm just trying to be nice. I don't want to overchart it, but yeah, they're saying 148 for TP4, and that's on the 6 hour. And so this thing is getting ready to fly. It's getting ready to fly. If you're in this, I mean, you're going to see some crazy returns. If you're trading this in options and you just get the move from here to there, I mean, you're going to see some crazy returns. If you're in the shares like I am, depending on where you got in at, you'll see some really good returns on the shares. If you want to buy a bunch of shares and sell them at the top, you can make money like that and just take your money right off the top. The other thing that came out today, I've been trading this since October, November. This is Archer. This is going to be the first flying taxi in America. Also, they're going to use a military application with it. They had earnings yesterday. Their earnings weren't the best, but it took off today. It went up 22% today. Look over here, 22% today. I think this is going to be one of the best trades this year, because when they announced this, like how Kobe Bryant used to take the helicopter from his house to work and to the games, you'll be able to do that with the artificial intelligence, and it won't fly in the bad weather. You know, it overrides all that. And like how the pilot, well, allegedly, supposedly, I don't want to get sued. You know, I don't know who made a mistake or who did what, who didn't see what, but, you know, there was bad weather. The Archer, their automatic EV taxis, it's a computer. So the computer can see everything, the weather, the satellites. It will fly around through. This is the best. This is the Jetsons, y'all. This is the best way to explain it. This is the Jetsons. So this took off today. So keep your eye on ACHR. If you haven't heard of it, now you have.
So,
This.
Anthony,
Yes, sir.
it's funny that you mentioned it because I've been hearing a lot about Archer recently. So my question to you, are you invested just to trade it, or is this something that you're keeping long term?
I'm buying the stocks. I'm buying the stocks
Got it.
every week. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to get as many of them as I can. And
Copy.
I've been buying it for all the kids, because I feel like if this is going to be the first flying taxi, you know, they're going to have a station here in Orlando where you can go from Orlando to Atlanta, you and your family. So think about that. You don't have to go to the airport no more and wait in line and do all that. It'll touch down at the executive, boom, drop you in Atlanta. They're going to have like little checkpoints around different cities where you can go to Tampa, you can go to Miami. Think of how good that is. And if I can fit my whole family on there, go there, have an Uber pick me up, grab one and come back, I'll do that rather than doing the regular airlines. And so guess what? Delta Airlines say, well, we want a bunch of these. So Delta Airlines bought a bunch of them. The Arab nations bought up, I think Dubai, they ordered up a bunch of them. The United States military was like, well, wait a minute. You mean this thing could take us into combat without a pilot? We can just have artificial intelligence drop us in and avoid the bullets and incoming missiles. So now the military has ordered a bunch. So I'm buying shares, and we really should do leaps on this. If we really think about it, you should go out 2-3 years, you know, 2027, and just go to, let me see, the monthly. And that was another thing I was going to talk about. We definitely don't want to miss out on leaps, on things that we know are going to go up. We're at $11. I mean, you could do, let me see. Let's take a look real quick. Archer, AC, what is the ticker? ACHR. So let's say we know this is getting ready to go down, which we already do. So we go to June of 2026. So let's say we don't want to mess around right now. We go to, there is no June of 2026. So let's just go out to, okay, January 2026. And we look at Archer. Yeah, and the $20 strike is the last. Oh, I got to change the screen so y'all can see. I want to show you how you can profit off of this, and you can buy the shares. So this is worth your ever coming on Trading with the Family. I'm trying to tell you, this right here will bless your whole family and your lineage forever. Because think about it. If you go tonight, tomorrow, whenever you go and you say, well, man, this is the first flying taxi, I'm going to buy leaps to January 2026. So then you go and look, these are super cheap. Oh man, I'm loading up tomorrow. Okay. I hadn't even looked at these till now. I had some earlier and took my profit and just kept buying the shares. But look at where they're sitting. They're in the money now. Till January, 22,000 strong and 3,000 in the volume. I'm probably going to buy this one and be in the money, and then go out here and load up on these and let the rest of the money build up to it. But look at this. They are loaded on this, 22,000. So just for a reference, we like the volume to be 1,000, 3 times that, 2 times that, 3 times that, 3 times that, 1.5 times that. Now, if you see no volume on the open interest, you want to see something like 15, 30, 22. This is dark pool. This is hedge funds. This is the big boys. And you can go in there and find, good Lord, they're in the $5. They're deep in the money. So let me explain this. So now let's say you had $10,000 you wanted to invest, and you say, I want to invest and I want to make sure my money is going to be well invested. You could come right here to January, or we're going to look at 2027. You can say, I'm going to buy deep in the money on Archer. You can go to the 5, you can go to the 7s. You could just put that money right. You're not going to lose that money. I guarantee those contracts won't even move to the red at all. And if you'd have did it today and it went up $2, man, those contracts would have been so lit. You can come here to $10 at $300. This is a safe trade. I would not tell you it is if this wasn't. This is why you see so much volume at these points. But look at what they're also doing. They're saying, hey, $12 is coming up. You know what? I'm going to grab 2 of these, one of these, and where was the other one? The 7, one of these. Let me write that down. I'll put that in the chat. I do not want to forget this one. Oh my gosh. So this is what charting is all about, because sometimes you don't see this stuff until you log in. I was charting last night for 3 hours. So this is 16 January 2026. We're looking at the $7 strike. Because trust me, this would be the best $500. Man, I just spent this much eating out with the family. We went to Cheesecake Factory. It was 200 something dollars. Then we went to Longhorns, another $200. I mean, think about it. You go out and eat and do the parks. You'll spend this contract doing miscellaneous stuff that won't make you nothing. You'll come back later and look at this contract, and this contract will be this contract, 800. You'll be like, whoa, it's in the money. I'm making money. I know you're making money, but that's what I'm saying. So you have to think about it like risk to reward, because this is a good play. So I'm looking at the 7, the 10. Not financial advice. I don't want anybody suing me because we're live on YouTube too. But I'm just showing you what I'm going to do. So you don't have to do what I'm going to do, but that's what I'm going to do on tomorrow. Also, the $12 strike, because the $12 strike will be in the money very soon. And even if you just say, well, I'm going to go to January out to 20, it's only $91. And look at this. 1,500 in that volume, good volume, and great open interest. Now, I bet you when we go to 2027, it's probably going to be just as good. They're sitting out probably 2 years, and I'm probably going to grab some of those too. And look at that on the $10, 2027. They're in the money all the way through next year, all the way to 2027. This is a really good trade. I'm trying to tell you. So does anybody want to ask any questions about this? Why somebody would sit out for 2 years?
Yes, please answer that question.
Right, because basically this is a safe way to invest your money. Because think about it, the market is designed to go up. The market's not designed to go down. Remember I showed you how the S&P went up for 2 years from October 2023 to just this year? It's just been running to the upside. So the market is designed to go up and give you a return, and then it comes down and dips for you to buy in to go back up. It's not designed to fall. This is all of our retirements, 401ks, 401kb, everything is hinged on the market going up, not down. That's why the other week when we were in that bad spot and it kept going, if it keeps going down, that's equivalent to you being in quicksand in the Amazon and you're the only one out there. And pretty soon you're going to be in over your head. There's no help for you. At some point, it gets to a critical mass where you're not coming back. And that's where we were the other week, because it's designed to go up. So think about this. You go out to 2027 and you buy 10 of these, you know, they're 480. It's in the money already. It's at $11. So all this is going to do is go higher. So let's look at Archer, and I'll show you in the charts. I'm going to get some of those too. I'll be honest with you. You'll be seeing me posting the returns. I'm going to show you. But this is why we do these classes, because, man, this is easy money. This is like passive income while you work. I don't know, you know, what you do for work, but this will blow it out the water, because the percentages are hinged on how much you buy. And then once you buy enough of this, let's look at Archer. This is on the weekly. We just had a 22% return today. So now the next level for Archer, all we're looking to do is to clear this wick and this wick. And I don't think that's, no, it's not all-time highs. All-time highs is 18. So once we clear this little bit of noise, this is getting ready to go off. Look at the pattern. We're in a basically a V. Well, not a, I would say a inverted head and shoulders possibly. This would be the head, neck, right shoulder, left shoulder possibly, head and shoulders, V-shaped recovery, however you want to call it. But when you see, yeah, I would say inverted head and shoulders. I would make this the head, neckline, or neckline, right shoulder, left shoulder. And that's a bullish pattern. So When we break, what is that? $12.48. The whole world's going to be trading this. Guaranteed. You're going to hear everybody starting to talk about Archer. You think they've been talking about it now? Because 13's coming in quick after 13, 15, 16, and you get up here and you get into $20. So think about if you got into those leaps tomorrow or this week, and now we're at 20, man, you deep in the money. If you never had a call in the money, when you get in the money like that and it just keeps going up, and we're talking about over years. This is on the weekly. Let me see if they have anything for the monthly projections. Yeah, look at that. I mean, you get up to $39, $29. That's how your positions become 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 because you're just letting it go for 2 years. And let me see if I can do it over here, and I can tell you exactly what it will be. I got my computer open on Thinkorswim. But that's how Wisner, that's how people get those contracts, and they live on them. So they might put, say, $5,000, $10,000 in leaps, but they might spread them out. Palantir, Archer, Tesla, SPY, Bank of America, Hood. I jumped in this one right here today, Bristol Myers. Everything is so oversold. Now we could take them back up to where they were. It went up 100%. It just spiked. So this is passive incomes at its best. And you can ride these right back up to where they were, and you win with time. So let me see if I can do this one for you real quick, and I'll tell you what you would make by 2027.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to show me, or at least remind me again, how are these individuals making money on those leaps?
Yeah, because as it goes up, your value goes up.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you're in Archer, that's up. So that's what I was saying. So say you bought the $10 leap. So let's go back and let's look at it again. I'm gonna slow it down and explain it again. So we go to the options chain. We look at Archer, and let me see, why is it pulling up that slow? So your value, you're making money as it goes up in value. So as it progresses through the dollar amounts. So if you buy this one, you be in the money now. It's $480, but look, you're at 2027. I'm gonna get one of those too. Let me write that down. Look, I put all my tips in the market. I literally, so this is 2027.
And you're saying it's in the money because currently Archer has a higher strike price than that $10.
Right. So once you're in the money, your profits compound. And once if you buy in the money, those contracts don't get shaken up. They hold their value. I mean, as say the market pullback, you get up to $13, $14, $15. Let me see if I can show you on a different one what it will look like. So if I go to the SPY, I want to show you one. Look at these contracts. See, let me see. I want to go to January 2027, and I want to show you how the big boys are trading. So this is 27. This is the SPY. We're going to go to, and you look at these. These are $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And look, the open interest is there. There's one guy, 38 in the open interest, but 1 in the volume. Look. And they're in there to 2027. Look, the 485. Deep in the money. Deep in the money. See what I'm saying? So as the market goes up, see how the price coming down now? Yeah, so as the market goes up, if you buy in the money, look at this. There's people already bought the 600 out to 2027 because we know we're going to hit the 600 here this week. Look, 13 in the volume, but 1,000 in the open interest, and it's $5,900. By the time we get over to 600, that'll be like the 500 now. So if I go back to 500, see how much the values went up?
I see. I do.
Because we already hit that strike. So once we get to 600, man, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this contract is worth this much money. And I still got 2 years.
God, and the way I make my money is to sell that contract to someone
Sell that
else.
contract, and then you get all that money into your account. And so what a lot of people do to make money in the market, they'll just take profits from the previous year. So say you had $100,000 and you say, well, I'm going to invest my $100,000 at the beginning of the year or the middle of the year in leaps and go out to the following year.
Okay.
Let me show you. This is what they're already doing. If we go to the 700 strike, look, 4,300 in the open interest already. This is for 2027.
Mm-hmm.
Not next year, the year after. They're already sitting there. These contracts are going to get so juiced. Like if we write this down now, as the market continues to run, just come back and look at the 700. This will go from $1,600, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. That one contract.
I see.
Yeah, because as you get closer
wow.
to that number, see, right now we're about to be at 600. So
Mm-hmm.
then, oh, you're only $100 away. And if we go and look at 2 years out, I bet you they're in the 800 too. Let me see. Yeah, look, 2,800 people sitting in the 800. It's only $232. And the market is designed to go up. So this is foolproof.
Follow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So especially with Donald Trump being in there right now. So now if we come back in and look at January 2026, it's going to be loaded because this is coming up. They're going to take this money this year, probably October, November. So now look at the difference. Look at the 570. 100,000 people sitting there. Look at the contract price, $5,000. This was just the other week. Remember I told y'all to get the 570? I said what you could do. I don't know if anybody's on here remember. I said, guys, buy the 570 and ride it up to the 200 in case we don't break it, sell it. Who remember me saying that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So now people that bought that, those contracts, this was not this price a few weeks ago. When 3 weeks ago, this was probably $1,000, but now look, it's $5,000. So if you write these numbers down and just come back and keep looking, you'll be like, oh my gosh. And so like now we're sitting now in the after hours, we're sitting on the SPY at 586. So look at the 585, look at the volume. That contract is $4,000 to January. So as the market continues to go up and the market hits 600, everything in the money is going to be lit. When I say lit, I mean the value is going up. The values. And then look, this is all you need to see. I don't even need to say anything. Look, this year's 600 strike. Look at the open interest. 20,000 open contracts. Because they know that we're about to be in the money at 600. I'm on the shorter one, but I'm not going to spend $3,000. But if you got it, this is a pretty safe trade to buy that close to the money. And then look, as you go out, 600. All of these are lit. I've never seen this much volume in the calls. And I think I saw this the other day with Ernest, and that's when I understood they're not going to let the market fall. All of these are open contracts. Every one of these represents a person or entity.
Mm-hmm.
Just count that: 20,000, 5, 5, 3,000, 5,000, 3,000, 3,000, 4,000, 14,000. 4,000, 27,000 in the 650. I mean, come on. You really think they're going to let the market fall and lose all this money? So that's why I say I honestly think that they knew that they were going to get a deal with China. They knew that the CPI was going to be good. The people that are in the know, the dark pool, they know what the information is coming out tomorrow. And that's why this is so loaded. Look over here on the put side. Ain't nothing over there. Ain't nobody shorting the market right now. You got to trade with the trend. 0, 0. There's nobody really shorting this. And then if you go out to, let me see, out to 750 for this year, yeah, 18,000 people. So now when we go back and look at the chart, now we begin to understand somebody knows something we don't know. Somebody knows something that they ain't telling. Because if we go back and look at cheat code, what I do is I look at the options chain, and a lot of times I'll discover stuff in the options chain. Then I see it in the chart, and I'm like, well, that's where they're sitting. So now if I go back and look at the SPY and look on the large time frame, like say go to the weekly, everywhere we just looked at, you'll see it was lit up. So now look, the 700, remember? They were sitting right there. 600 is about to be in the money. They're telling us TP1 is 633. So that means everybody that's got the 600 call all the way out to January is about to be $33 in the money. And when we hit TP2, $67 in the money. When we hit 700, $100 in the money. I mean, that is crazy, crazy income in options to be $100 in the money. That's literally tens of thousands of dollars. So if you've never experienced being in the money, and them contracts print way different when they in the money. I think, Jay, are you on here still?
I'm right here.
You have contracts that's in the money now. Can you explain when you're in the money, the contracts don't get shaken like they do if you're out of the money? Can you talk about that from your experience?
From my experience, it's just when you're in the money, it's all good. It's just like you can't lose. You already won, and you're just watching it keep going up. And if you see if it starts to fall, it depends on your tolerance. You may just want to all right, look, I'm already winning. I'm gonna close these contracts and just take my money and run. But when you're in the money, it's just it's a good thing. It's a good place to be.
Mm-hmm. And I'm in TSLL. I have those in the money because the Tesla contracts to me were just too pricey. So what I did was I trade TSLL. I bought the 13s. I bought the 1350s. I bought the 50s. I bought a bunch of them. It's $14 now. And we haven't even broken the 200-day moving average. And I bought those to September. So y'all, we could do this thing. I'm telling you, if you give yourself time, find things that you can buy out to like January, June of next year, you know, a year away, you ain't got to stress because trust me, in time you win. Our charting ain't that bad that you can be off by a year. If my charting that bad, y'all need to come hit me in the car. This joker missed on a whole year. What the heck? If our chart is that bad, we need to shut this down.
Yeah. Take him out back and shoot.
Yeah, we ain't missing by no year. I mean, I might miss on a weekly or a monthly, but on a whole year, you better believe that that's gonna print. So I'm in Bank of America right now, and I'm up like 100%. And it's not too late. I mean, I got the Januaries because I'm working. I'm running a company. I got in down here at $38, right around here. And look where we are now. I got the whole year. I'm taking this thing all the way to 50, wherever it goes. I'll close it in November. I'll share it with you guys. But I'm recording all of this because I just want to show people it can be done, you know, with the way our economy is, the way they're messing around with people's jobs. You can sit home. All you got to do is click the right button at the right time. You know,
So Anthony.
Yes, sir.
So when you're doing those leaves, and like you showed us the one that expires January 2026, say your stock is continually going up, how soon would I need to close it prior to January 2026? Like, is that the very latest, the day before, the week before, or a couple of months before?
No, that's a great question. I would say this right here. Let's say you got in down here on Tesla
Mhm.
at 224. It came off the wick and you got in and we're up here. You can take, say you got 3, take some profit. You don't have
Okay.
to stay in. You know, you could say, hey, I'm going to take my wife and my daughter. We're going to go on a trip. We're going to go to Utah. We're going to go to Hawaii. We're going to go. It costs this much money. And then you can come to the market and figure out, well, I need 8 leaps to go to this level. And then when they hit that level, I'm selling and I'm going to go live my life. You can use these. You could turn you could turn the market into an ATM because it will print. You know, if it's running in the direction that we need it to run, this will print all day. And I'm telling you, under Donald Trump, under Biden, it doesn't matter. But under Donald Trump, because you're forcing it up, and we can see which way they're going to show it. I mean, they can't hide it. They cannot hide it. I told you last week, I was like, man, news is coming. How do I know? Because I'm looking at the market. It's low volume. The market's weak. People have been scared. Tariffs are like messing stuff up. The market wasn't going to just break the 200-day moving average. Well, if we know that, I just went long. I just say, man, look, I don't know when this guy's going to make a good decision, but I know one is coming. I'm going to go to January. I'm going to go to June of next year and give him time to do the right thing. And boom, I was sitting in there when it took off. All those contracts are just like super green. I showed my wife today. I said, babe, we've been doing this wrong. I ain't doing nothing but leaps. I'm buying a year out, January, September, and next June.
Okay.
Yeah,
You convinced me.
Yeah, it makes more sense because, you know, if I'm out working and the market turns around on me and I'm in a weekly, I just lost that money. But
Right.
I'm not going to be off by a year. I'm just not. And we could see. So like say you got in Tesla and Tesla's now up at 330 and you bought like 3 or 4 of those and they were like, say they were 1,000 each. So you invested 4,000, but between here and here, you'd be up like 100 grand now. So I would, if you called me, I'd be like, well, take 2, take 50 out, take 50 off the table, you know, or lock it in with a stop loss. I would say trade it every day, have 2 without the stop loss, 2 with the stop loss. So that way, as you're trading during your day, if Tesla comes back, man, we ain't losing no $50,000. You know, I just tell people, man, look, because Brandon does that all the time. He does those big trades. He'll be up 20, 30, 40, 50,000 because his entries are so good. You get an entry down here and you ride these things up and it's running. That's why I say on this move, these next moves are so big, you don't want to miss them, either with the shares, the options, however you want to play it, you can play it. Even Josh has been doing covered calls. You could do covered calls. Like if you got 100 shares and you've never done covered calls, I can show you how to do covered calls, but you just don't want to miss these moves. I mean, it's getting ready to really, I mean, I think we're going to see a move so big here coming up. Everybody's going to like, people are going to step out of work. Like, I'm sick. I got to go home. I can't be at work right now. They just start talking. Because I'm telling you, I really feel like Tesla in this next move up, I feel like Tesla is going to do the run like it did during the election. We got the 500 so quick, it makes your head spin. And now, look, we went down and we're going back up. History is repeating itself. So we can't let it repeat itself and we not remember. You know, that's why we have Black History Month, you know, King Day. We remember what he did. Look, we remember what Tesla did. It went all the way up. It did it quick. And then it came down, but look, now it's going back. So we got to remember these levels. Remember, you ain't got to have all the contracts. Like I said with Tesla, if you don't want to trade Tesla, trade TSLL. It's way cheaper. But guess what? On TSLL, it's the 2 times. It gives you 2. Like the SPX gives you 10 for every $1. So as Tesla's running up, this gives you 2 times of each share as it runs up. So you make really good money. I made 130% for my daughter the other day just on 2 contracts.
Nice.
Yeah, for Mackenzie. Boom, took it up, took that money and got out. And we could have actually stayed in. But hey, 130% is 130%. So
Mhm.
so we don't want to miss these. I mean, it's not hard to do now. Literally, I'm sitting right now on TSLL. I'm sitting in a $50 call because I know we're going to break all of this. I'm sitting in the 13. I'm sitting in the 14. And those I'm in the money. The other one, I'm letting the money come to me because these levels are all going to get hit. As Tesla breaks out back to 500, we're going right back up here. And I'm going to enjoy the ride. Yeah. And so another one I jumped in today, I'll tell you this one, and then we'll be done. Bristol Myers, it fell really, really hard. We had a double, almost a quadruple top. This was back in March when everything was really, really bearish. But look, before that, over in July, it got a buy. And look what it did last time it got a buy. So I like to see, how did it run before? Look at this candle. It went from 41, boom, straight to 48 in 1 week. That's a nice move. Got above the 200, hugged it, and took off. And it went all the way up to $62 from the lows of $37. That's a nice move. So now think about that. We're not even back at the 200 yet, but we had a huge bullish engulfing candle. I think it was on the 4-hour. Anytime you see a big old bullish engulfing candle, let me go to the regular hours. This was yesterday. Look at that. This is the candle that woke everybody up. That's like when somebody's barbecuing outside. You're like, somebody cooking. That's what that candle did. So, and thank God today it fell. But look, it didn't break where this candle's low was at 45.63. I got in like right here. And then it spiked. The contract shot up 100%. So, but let me show you. All the way out to next June. Oh man, what is that ticker? BMY? Man, those contracts, well, they were cheap. I went to next June. BMY, here we go. I went all the way to next June, and I'm going to see if I can build a position of like 40, 50 contracts. Just keep buying. But I went to the, which strike am I in? Next June, I think I did the 70. Yeah, I did the 70. It was, I think I got in, it was cheaper than this. It's $50 now though. And the open interest is about to be 1,000. So I'm in early. I got in early. And look, the implied volatility is low. So we can run this all the way up to 100%. You don't want to get in when the implied volatility is too high. It affects your contracts. But basically, I went out, was it 1 year or 2 years? Which one did I get? I want to say, yeah, I'm in this one. It's the $70 strike, and I'm going to ride it up because this is going back. It's going back where it was. Let me see. What screen are you guys seeing? Oh, you're seeing the stock screen. I was trying to show you the, let me show you the options chain, and we're over our time. So let me show you this, and this will be the last thing so you can see. This is a good one. This is going to recover. So this is what I was saying. I didn't know you guys weren't seeing it, but the options chain, I got in the $70 strike. It was only $50. And I think when I got in, it was cheaper than that. But look, it shot up to $142. I don't know why I did that, but it got spiked and it shot up 100% and the contract stayed lit. So I was like, thank you, Lord. Thank you. So there's a huge gap now between the bid and the ask, a huge gap. But anyway, I'm in that till next June. So I'm just looking for plays like that that I can be in and be in long. And so let me show you in the chart and we're done. So in the charts, it's going to recover because guess what we're doing? We're buying food. I'll show you that real quick and we're done. So if you go to the chart and look at this, here we go. So today, was it today? The 12th. We went all the way up to 48. 48 is the entry for the upside. We rejected it and fell down. I got in on the downside, but we didn't break the base of this candle, the body of this candle. We didn't get nowhere near the wick. So now I'm looking for a recovery overnight or this week, next week. I don't care when. I got it till next June, but I want to see a break out back of this level. And then over here, we just have this one imbalance candle that puts me at $49. We break out of this double top. And then we're at TP1. That's $52. I'm in the 70 strike, and I'll be just $20 from being out, you know, in the money. It's a big move, but look, once we break this 200-day moving average, these are just imbalance candles where it fell. It's going to recover. I would look for this $60 move with the news just coming out. To probably happen rather quickly, like say a month, 2 months. But think about that. If you got this till next June and you get the $60 by August or sooner, I mean, those contracts would be $2,000, $3,000, maybe more than that. You take a $50 contract and turn it into $3,000, $4,000 in 2-3 months. So think about that. That's like having another job. You know, that's like you was getting off of your job and going and working at Walmart. That's like a whole nother job, just having a leap. And then think if you buy a bunch of them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for a breakout of this area. And then when we break out of that area, I think, let me see what's all-time highs. And we are done. Yeah, we had a double top at 73. And that's where I bought it too. So I'm looking for it to break out of those highs and continue to run under Trump because he's trying to do everything he can to keep this market up and make himself look good. And so thank you, sir. We appreciate you. we didn't vote for you, but we appreciate you. That's all I got. Anybody have any questions before we get out of here? But go long. Go January, next June, September, you know, give yourself some time. And then we'll be looking for news tomorrow. I'm looking for news every day with Trump to see what it's going to do to help the market. So anybody have any questions before we get out?
No questions, but
No,
this
Anthony,
was really
appreciate
good.
it.
Really good, Anthony. Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make it as plain as possible because this is easy money right now. With anytime it runs straight up, it's like taking candy from a baby. Yeah. And then as it turns around, we're going to short this thing right this time. I missed the fall last time, the start of the fall, but I will be paying attention this time. And when we get to the point to where the market starts to turn around, what happened in December should have never happened. We should have never missed that turnaround on the market. We should have been in from day one. So I'm going to make sure this time when the market turned right here, this was our key that things were not good anymore. When the sale took place and we dipped and came back, this was our entry right here. And that was February 25th. So as it turns around from these highs, we'll be watching and we'll get in those puts early back to the downside and give it some time. And yeah, entry is everything. entry. And then if you're going to sell some stocks, because as high as this thing is going to go, you know, you could sell some and then right back on the dip, buy more and never go red. I mean, you probably won't go red though, being in way down here, you know. So, but cool. Y'all have a good evening. I'm gonna watch this Cleveland game. Hopefully Cleveland can win. I don't think they're gonna be able to do it, man. It's not looking good.
Indiana.
Man, I didn't think Indiana was that good, but they're proving me wrong.
They're strong now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I had no idea that those guys play that well together. I'm like, I thought Cleveland was the best team in the league this year.
All right, brother. Take care, man. Appreciate everything, Anthony.
I appreciate
All right,
it.
y'all have a good one. Everybody take
All right,
care.
everyone.
Be blessed, bro.
All right, take care.